Bye, everybody. Well, I'm going to take a little hike around and kind of do a little scouting today. But I figured while I was doing that, while there's not going to be a whole lot going on, just do a little bit of talking about some interesting things that are potentially coming down the pipe. So just kind of walk along with me, guys, and I'll disseminate my thoughts. All right, before we get too excited here, let's get us a walking stick. Brought the little 12-inch Tramontina out today. And this thing here is pretty well dead from the damage it's got on it. So let's get a little bit of tension on her. All right. Knock this sharp tip off here real quick. We don't need that going on in case there's a boo-boo out here and a little bit of a slip and a fall. There we go. That's a lot safer. Well, I don't think it'd make Gandalf proud, but hey, it'll work. So yeah, what's all going on in the world today? I mean, a lot of crazy stuff I've been hearing overseas. I guess monkeypox is potentially going to be the new lockdown pandemic, potentially, that next to that new bird flu. There's well, basically there's a lot of stuff coming down the pipe, and I think it bears consideration. You know, could be pretty serious. You know, it's one of them things where you know, being prepared really could be a godsend if we unfortunately have to do another round of lockdowns. So I guess the main place where it's at now with all the hyped up publicity is Africa. And they're trying to, you know, pretty much call it a national kind of incident kind of thing, international. So I think the structure for it being built up is potentially currently being worked on. So I'll get more information about that, so I'll have a more coherent talk about it. That way I got my facts lined up. But it's something that's kind of been in the works, if you will, and it could be something that could drastically affect all of us. But you know, it's always going to be something. It seems to be. But I just like anybody watching to, you know, hey, take it into consideration that, you know, there could be potential issues in the future. So, you know, take that into consideration. If you're not prepped up yet, you know, now might be the time to seriously consider it. It's, you know, I think a lot of us get too wound up. We see a lot of stuff on TV shows, and we think we got to have like hundreds of thousands of dollars wrapped up in a big prepper survival thing. And well, it'd be nice to have all that, but just having your basics covered goes a long way. So, and we've already gone through the pandemic lockdown deal now, so we can kind of extrapolate from that, since we've got that knowledge, and think about what we want to do, or what we need to do, what items that were very difficult to get a hold of, so that we don't kind of, you know, repeat the same issues that we, you know, might have had. So just so everybody, you know, gets a good idea of, hey, maybe I'll take this serious. I mean, even, you know, the validity of whatever virus or disease or whatever, that's come down the pipe is irrelevant to the fact that if the governments decide to do lockdowns will be. So be prepared for those would be pretty nice. So there's something y'all think about. I know y'all can't appreciate this on the video because you can't really tell the depth and steepness of something, but whew, I'm telling you, the older I get, the steeper these hills get, huh? That's another thing, taking care of your physical health. Getting out, walking around, hiking. Pretty good exercise. It's good for you all the way around, low impact. Of course, I'm an old hillbilly from West Virginia, so, our nature hikes are a little bit more extreme than others due to the nature of our hills and stuff, so we get a little bit of extra. And that stump up there looks like a fine place to take a rest, potentially. Looks like a good seat. Of course, now mind you, there's not a single solitary flat spot I can put this camera tripod down, I don't think. Whew. But it's like a squirrel or chipmunk use that for a dining table. Right there was that. I just saw this, and we got, ouch, briars. I think I can set us up something a little bit more level right here. Well, it's actually raining too, so y'all just give me a moment. Got her set up. Now let's just hopefully I don't tick off a yellow jacket nest. It's been bad this year. Whew. We're still leaning a little bit, but I need a drink. Yeah. It's gotten warm, but it's wet. All right. But yeah, on to what I was talking about. Being prepared. You can kind of look at it like this. Despite all the romance and drama of prepping in general, the survival and bushcraft aspect of everything, like just the confidence you can get from being somewhat prepared is fantastic. You're not constantly stressing. Like any of you watching who may have during the last lockdowns and stuff we had, if you were constantly short on stuff, it was hard to get out to get stuff. Things are pretty different depending on where you live at. Here in West Virginia, it wasn't super bad compared to a lot of other states, but I'm sure a lot of other places had far, far more difficulty. So if you take the opportunity and just, hey, say, now as we learn, lockdowns can last for quite a long time, but in the short term, I've always said if you can at least get 3 months of provisions and covering your basic needs for everybody in your household, this is a per person thing for 3 months. Well, that's, mind you, that's to be comfortable. If you have to ration that out, you could probably stretch that to 6, 7, maybe even 9 months, depending on how far you want to ration. It's the small things, really. Like I said, it's to give you comfort. Surviving is one thing, but thriving is always another. Like, I could come out here and go in this big brush pile behind me, pull out all the sticks and stuff I need to make a quick shelter, sleep on the ground out here, have a fire, and there's squirrel and deer, turkey, rats, mice, chipmunk, squirrel, all kinds of different birds, stuff that I could eat. I could survive, but it's not comfortable. And having some kind of comfort in any prolonged situation is worth its weight in gold, because it does a lot just for your mental faculties. It takes a lot of stress off, which can in and of itself reduce a lot of potential health hazards that could come along with being overstressed. This is just some stuff that was on my mind. I know I've said it throughout multiple videos, but I hate sounding like the broken record, but it's kind of what my channel's about. So, and it's always on my mind. The water is warm, but it's nice and wet. It's what matters. So as you go on about your day, sometimes if it crosses your mind, you're like, man, what can I do? That's a good question. What can you do? And I think between, not nowhere near just my channel, there's so many others who have done this topic to death. There is so much information out there for, sorry for the wobbly camera there, guys. There's so much information out there for what you can do. You're never helpless in these situations. Of course, hopefully you know by now what your household needs in general, and then be able to break it down to just the barest essentials, hygiene, medical, food, water, and you got your house or whatever may have you, RV, whatever, that's your shelter. Those things are paramount. It's your basics. And if you get the chance, always try to get a little extra to store up. Go grocery shopping, get those extra canned foods, just put them away somewhere, put them under a bed, put them in a cabinet, wherever you got to put them. That way you've got them to have for a rainy day. All these things are potentially vital. And we're about to go down the steep hill, so hold on, guys. Then again, I know you can't really appreciate how steep things are on a video camera, but she'd be pretty steep. This is basically a maintenance path we took from up here where we was logging. But yeah, take your time, try to do your budget and figure out what you need. That way, the chance comes around, you can get just a little bit extra that week or month, 2 weeks, whenever your pay comes. Put it aside. And as we learned from the last one, hey, don't underestimate toiletries. Can turn into quite the desired commodity. But most importantly, make sure you have enough that you actually truly need. And like I said, you can base that off of what happened this last go around and get a good idea of what you need. Beautiful country out here. It's all mostly hill, but it's still beautiful nonetheless. Sorry guys, getting off topic there. But yeah, take your time, try to check your budget. Hey, if you need just extra money just to put some things away, see if you can it's old school, but hey, mow some lawns. See if you can get some extra money, take out some trash, maybe take people's dogs for walks. Just to use that money strictly for getting some provisions to put away for yourself. Could be vitally important. Well, we're just about completed our circuit here. Almost back to the old side-by-side. Well, guys, I appreciate you taking the walk with me. Like I said, for all you that may annoy that I keep beating the same drum, I do apologize if it annoys you. But like I said, it's pretty important stuff, and I really just try to encourage everybody to get ready, because we got Mpox coming up, we got the bird flu thing going on, Yeah, because you never know. There could be more, situations where our world is virtually shut down. And, I hate thinking of anybody struggling or just, suffering. So for what little bit you can do, try to do it in the time we got left to do it. I can't sit here and pretend like I'm a Nostradamus and say that, this is going to happen. This is the day it's going to happen. That's well beyond my pay grade. But I will say this: history has a way of repeating itself, and sometimes it repeats itself quite rapidly behind itself. So, without going too far down the old rabbit hole, I think there's been enough truth exposed now that a lot of us, just with some very little common sense, we can kind of understand times are getting shorter and shorter to be prepared. So you guys do with that as you will. If nothing else, that's my educated opinion that I am entitled to. You don't have to agree with me. And that's all I'm saying is you never waste money prepping. If I had the ability, I'd spend $1 million on the best preps I could find and pray to the Lord Almighty I never have to use a single bit of it. But that's how prepping works. It's about being ready and hoping and praying that you never have to use your preps. But now, guys, with that, I'm going to sign off for now. Y'all have a very good evening. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you very kindly for spending your time with me. And I'll see y'all soon in another video.